presentation. Fine. So we talk about primarily the today we primarily discuss the system design and its economics. Bit theoretical but not theoretical. So now what are the things like till now for our practice purpose or for our understanding purpose we consider three distribution systems. We will keep on going with this. Okay, that is exponential distribution system, very widely utilized, especially the applications like power distribution, power transmissions, any kind of network wherever is like okay, the layer of conductors. So even at the PCB level or in the large scale model like transmission system, distribution system kind of model, there you can directly impose. Okay, exponential distribution. Then we consider one viable distribution. We kept on considering this function because this is one of the very uniqueness of this function is that it entertains you to consider the increment failure rate and the decrement failure rate of a component or of a system as well. Okay? Now if you see this formulation, if I will highlight this portion, what is it? What is it? Let me get back to this. Fine. Okay. This is a distribution function. Right? If I am assuming that my reliability function is this, that means I am following some kind of exponential distribution function where the rate of failure I can map down through this lambda failure rate. So in that case, this is the function. So as far as this whole component is concerned, it is actually representing the probability density function of that particular model. Okay? So if you know this, and if you want to calculate the redundancy, that means if at all needed, that I have taken certain, we will see, like we have taken certain order of predictive maintenance. There are two things, one is preventive maintenance and one is predictive maintenance. Okay, more or less are related to as a part of your operation and maintenance procedure, but there is a slight change. Okay, the difference between the two. Though you can say that both the terms are the family of the same stream. Okay? When you say predictive maintenance, that means you are trying to predict the rate of failure or the probability of failure of a component or of a system in its useful life reason. Getting my point? So in useful life reason, you know, if I will draw the rate of failure with time, okay, or I will take lambda t. Some people write it HT, hazard rate. So please don't be confused. So somewhere here, this is the Barker pattern we follow, and this is the whole pattern of a failure of a component. Right from its designing stage to its fabrication, then it's a useful life period, that means there is a usability period where the end user is going to entertain it, and then finally it is going to spend some raw portion of its life during while it is kept on aging. Okay, so it is kept on aging, kept on aging. Here is also kept on aging because remember it is a function of time. But somehow during the design stage, we are able to maintain a criteria that someday this rate of change is very slow. So what I draw a straight flat line. It is not exactly flat, that we have been already discussed, that you can maintain the rate of change. If the rate of change is very low, you can treat it as a constant. Right? So in that particular scenario, what if you want to take care of a design component, then it is the operation and maintenance period. Here is also needed operation and maintenance period, remember, but from this point onwards, the maintenance cycle may keep on increasing. Okay? So that's why whenever the manufacturer will supply that item or component, it will give you a straight, clear-cut guideline for this period. Okay, for how many hours of operation, okay, say X number of hours, okay, what will be the maintenance hour, that will be 1. So this will be a part of your data sheet. Okay, now if at all there is a chance of failure, there is a chance of failure or not? Yes. So if I am assuming that this curve is nearly flat, so that's why we assume it that it is a constant failure. We didn't say that, still we said that constant failure rate. We didn't say that component will not fail. Okay? Even you are following this standard operating and maintenance procedure, there may be possibility. So therefore, can I treat this period as memoryless? New term has come. Now what is memoryless? We will see this. Another thing, we will again get back to this. We already talked about in last lecture about the redundancy requirement. At what stage you will be needing to introduce a redundancy? Okay? To increase the viability or the availability of a whole system. Because when we establish a system in place of a component, it is a married of number of components with the typical series parallel combinations, with a typical feed forward line and feed back line combinations. There may be certain closed loops, certain forward lines. Okay? In the forward line you might have a n number of components. In the feedback line also you might have a n number of components. There may be s number of, again some integer number of feedback lines. May not be possible that there is only one single feedback. Remember your control system problem. Initially you take one feedback. Then you might have exercise like a signal flow analysis or block diagram analysis when you try to consider number of blocks. So what you have done, you try to solve first the from inner to out. That means you try to solve first internal loops. Then once the conclusion comes, you consider this as a simplified model and then you try to resolve the final loop. Yes, this is exactly what you have done here, right? So what we needed to do, that we need to fix this value of n, because we have seen that this n sometimes may be invest you how much? In crores. Okay, in tens of crores to even hundreds of crores. Okay, so I cannot take it as a granted. Fine. So during the design stage itself, I will make sure that what are the leakage points. Leakage points here mean to say what are the soft components where the chances of failure is high, relatively high. Fine. There are n number of components participating. Maybe component A, B, C is providing you the reliability of 0.99. Maybe component S, T, Q are providing you the reliability of a 0.95. Remember, lower limit, everybody's component is 0. But because of this standard procedure, we are able to make sure that what will be my lower threshold. Getting my point? So let's say my lower threshold is 80%. अब अगर मैंने ये बोल दिया कि my lower threshold is 80%, that means each and every component participating to establish that system will provide or will ensure minimum 80% of its availability. Understand? So in place of 0, can I treat this particular point as my lower limit or the minimum threshold? So no question about it. Now the question is the higher availability. What will be the maximum availability? Take this is minimum, what will be the then maximum then? Then one can be provide 0.99, 99%. One can provide 9.95. But probably another component is providing the upper limit is 0.8. Understand? So what is your minimum threshold is, that is the maximum threshold of a component. This is the reason that why I take this 0.80 as my minimum. Understand my point? It is not randomly taken. Okay? Because then this 80% available component is the weakest zone of this whole system design. Now, if this component is placed so that I cannot bypass or I cannot move forward, okay, without bypassing this particular component, in that case what I will do, say for example, if it is a valve, it is an outlet valve. Now it doesn't matter how beautiful my process module is, process system is. Okay? I have processed nitrogen, I have stored the nitrogen, fine, and that is already in the pressurized chamber. Ultimately, what is your purpose? If it is a steel plant, ultimately, or aluminum plant, you want to utilize that nitrogen. No? You do not want to preserve it. Yeah? You process it for its application purpose. Now, what if your outlet valve is the weakest zone? And you just ensure one vessel line. Okay? And what if the outlet valve of that particular nitrogen tank will fail? You have to stop the operation, or you will allow the leakage. No. Nitrogen is available in atmosphere, but this is my processed nitrogen. It is not free. Right now, because again I have to process it, I have to follow all the standard procedures, all the instrumentation. Am I right? Okay? So therefore what I will do, I will stop the operation. I will choke the supply of nitrogen. Will it solve my problem? No. Because ultimately my sum value is dependent on this output. Okay? Because this nitrogen output through outlet valve is the treating as an input to some plant or some mill of the same section. Right? So therefore in that case what I will do, I will take one redundancy. Okay? I know that is adding my cost, but because the availability of that valve is only 80% as against the maximum availability of 99%, and there is a huge gap. So what I will do, I will take one more redundancy. That's all. Okay? With the same specification, same standard, if at all something happened with that outlet valve during the which period? This useful life period itself. Okay? You are following the standard operation maintenance procedure, but you might have seen that irrespective of that, sometimes randomly you may have to face some problem with your device you are using. Possible. It is happening with your smartphone, it is happening with your laptop, it is happening with all the components participating in the industry. Fine? There is a probability because nobody is providing you 100% reliability mathematically. Correct? So that is the reason that because of that random nature, I need to entertain one redundancy. Now, it depends that because redundancy always comes at the price, okay, of the escalating cost, so I need to fix this value of n. Okay? How many number of redundancies? So n is some integer value of redundancy. Fine? So in that case, now how many, if n is more than 1, if n is anything greater than 1, what will happen? You see, that n is equal to 1, what will happen? It will simply e raised to minus lambda t, isn't it? So that means now if I take about redundancy, that means combination of two components or maybe combination of 200 components. Okay? This RT, can I treat it as a RST, where RS stands for the system reliability? Yes. Remember, right? The simplest combination will be 2, but it can be any number. Remember, it is not, n is not representing number of components participating in the system. N is representing the number of components you need to take in redundancy. In redundancy of a component within the whole system. Getting my point? Okay, so for our clarity, that n, we will, number of components, we will take capital N for our discussion purpose. Okay? So in that case, so this is the formulation by which you can calculate. It will add some cost, but in a longer run, let's say the span of this whole span is 1000 days. Clear? This span is, let's say, the 50 days. Okay? This span is nearly 100 to 200 days. Kitna remove ho gaya? Let's say take 150. So it's a 150. 200 minus 1000. Okay? So that means there is a 80% probability availability of a constant failure rate. First of all, it ensures the wider band of availability. Now within that 80% time, okay, that means a constant failure rate, there is a random probability irrespective of your standard operation and maintenance procedure you follow. A component, one of the component participating within the system may fail. Okay? Even my smartphone is a component, can I treat that component itself is a system at certain hierarchy? If I will go even minute level or miniaturized level, it doesn't have only screen, it has a processor, it has so many things, right? Now there may be some weak joint, there may be some strong points. Like my display unit is very weak zone because it is in contact with the external world. First hammering, first force against the G, what you will experience by your display unit. So you want to keep it preserved, right? So in those cases, okay, so to remove, right? What is it? I forgot the law. This one? Okay. Good. Okay. So you see. In CFR means constant failure region. Okay? System can at any point of time it can fail. Okay? Even the rate is constant. Okay? So it need not to be a memory irrespective of time. That is what called the memorylessness. Understand? Again I will repeat. What example we have taken in last slide, 50 days of burning period, 150 days of wear out period, okay, and how many rest? 800 days of your useful life period. So 800 days of useful life period, now I am not counting the burning period and the wear out period, that means decrement failure rate and increment failure rate. We know that there is a higher chances of probability of a failure. So we already counted. Clear? Now rest is this constant failure rate. Within the CFR region, you says that the failure rate is constant but not zero. Right? Now even I am following the standard operation and maintenance practice during this cycle, there is a random probability. There is still a probability that your component may fail. Yes? That's why the company has provided the warranty scheme to you. That if something happened, I will repair this part, that part, XYZ. Right? Yes, you buy a washing machine, company will say that, okay, if it is a front loading machine, I will give you the warranty of 5 years. If it is a top loading machine, I will give you the warranty of 10 years. In the same time. Why so? That means when you will mount that body, because that is rotating, in any way that will be a dynamic. So it has a higher chances of failure. Now this dynamic movement, that means this angular rotation, is ultimately experienced by some motorized system, is energized by some motor. So ultimately the heart of this entire dynamic model is that motor. If motor is gone, movable part is gone. ठीक है वो करेगा नहीं ना movable part is itself a component, but it depends on the energy supplied by the mechanical energy supplied by that motor. Okay? So if I am placing it vertically, if I am placing it horizontally, that means it's a two different configuration. Okay? So obviously in one case the rate of failure will be higher as compared to the other one. So that's why even they are going to entertain the same specification of motor, they will not provide you the same product. Number one. Number two, they know that what is the probability, that means what are the components within that system, okay, whose failure probability is very less and the reliability is very, very high, maybe above 95%. Okay, for those components they will provide you what? Longer maintenance warranty period. Getting my point? Because they know, they already knew it during the design stage, that the probability of failure during CFR is relatively very, very low. And wherever the component, where it can be fragile, it can experience some malfunction because of your handling, or I would say because of your mishandling, okay, you might have noticed that company will never give you warranty on those components. Even if it is providing, very less. So you will get display warranty 1 year, but the inside this CPU system you will get 10 years. Why is it? Because the new, okay, where to provide. So this is what you want, because irrespective of rate of failure is constant, there is a probability of failure, irrespective of time. That's why it is called memorylessness. How will you prove it? So let's say t is a function. I would say t naught is a some time period, okay, or I would say rather than it is an ambient time period, that means this is the minimum amount of time period. So there is a time cycle. Over the time cycle, you take some duration, some x duration, right? So that t plus x is now t0. Now upon this, if you will take a function, what will happen? Earlier r of t is e raised to minus lambda t, isn't it? Okay. What was my rt? E raised to minus lambda t. So therefore, if I will write the equation for t plus t0, remember this is a constant, because the duration is finite. So I can treat it as a constant, because my sampling duration is also fixed. I know that what is my sampling duration. It is millisecond, microsecond, 10 millisecond, what is it? But once it is fixed, so I can treat it as a constant. So remember it is a constant. That is the independent. So can I write this one is e raised to minus lambda t plus t0? Yes or no? That is what it is. Now this is your original function, ambient function. So here r of t0, so it is e raised to minus lambda t0. Visible? Okay. Can I modify this equation like this? Cancel it. So what else remain? E raised to minus lambda t. What was e raised to minus lambda t? RT of that. Any difference you observe between these two? Isn't it same? So irrespective of whatever your t is, t naught is, it will ultimately reach to the same value. Getting my point? So that means what my reliability function for a generalized equation is more or less for this modified function. Remember, that's why we write it like t, actually it is t by t naught. Okay? So symbolic representation wise in reliability, we write it t slash t0. So once this t0 is fixed, doesn't matter whatever it is, it will reach to the same place. Getting my point? What does it mean? It means the reliability function of a component or of a system in its useful life period or in its entire life cycle, okay, whatever it is, the behavior of the same component within the definite period will also remain same. If it is designed for 1000 hours, so pick any 100 hours, okay, within the useful life period. I am saying, okay, because you talk about memorylessness, na? Okay, so within the CFR, you pick any duration, it will remain same. And that is sensible also, because we already mapped down this lambda t. This lambda is a very slow changing component, what we treated as a constant failure, right? So this is the reason, okay, why it is non-predictive even. Understand my point? Good thing is that failure rate is constant, or practically I would say nearly constant. Bad thing is it is still random. Why? Because this is not zero, it is tending to zero. The rate of failure is tending to zero within the useful life period. Are you getting the point? Okay? Because it is tending to zero but not zero, that's why I cannot guarantee that the system will not fail or that component will not fail. Okay? Simple enough. Fine. Any doubt? See one of the applications. Anything you can suggest? Okay, these are the certain characteristics you can say. Okay, we understand that anything over the CFR, wherever you will apply, it is a random it will have an exposure of randomness, it will have exposure of constant failure rate, and therefore it will have exposure of memorylessness. ठीक है? So now for that definite period, if you want to calculate, okay, you can calculate the RT in terms of this. Remember, this function, that function is same. Is it difference? Anything difference here? If I will write RT is equal to e raised to minus lambda t, isn't it a standard equation? Na? This lambda isn't a function of t, है ना? More specifically, can I write it e raised to minus lambda t into t? नहीं होगा, इंटीग्रेट what exponential of negative this 0 to t, because practically when I will use, I cannot say that I am going infinite to minus infinite to plus infinite. I have to fix some limit, है ना? That is normally minus t to plus t, or you take 0 to t, whatever it is, lambda t dash dt dash, है ना? This t dash is saying that it is a part of this time. This is an independent variable. This is not independent. Clear? That is a component of CFR. So with time it is obviously going, it is movable, but you can treat it as a some fixed domain. Upper limit, lower limit is fixed. Okay? So that's why we represent it T dash. You can write something T1, T2, anything. Because ultimately all those T1, T2, T0, we all are the part of a T. Right? Okay. So therefore, we come back to redundancy here. This equation is solved, right? So in order to improve the reliability of a component, that we discussed in the last class also, or can I say to improve the mean time to failure, or okay, I can also say that to improve the mean time between failure. Understand? Here we see. I am assuming that now I am drawing only useful life here. Okay. So that was the kind of pattern. So I am going to use it from this T1 to T2, within T1 to T2. Okay, without much worrying about it, if I follow the standard procedure, so I can take this limit also, or I can take another this limit also. Failure can occur here also, failure can occur here also, here also, here also. So that is 5 reasons. So that means one maintenance you will do here, first maintenance. Will you? Sometimes even your company will say that sir or ma'am, bring your first component here. We will do the first maintenance here itself. Why so? Maybe that component or that system is a variety of some very critical components. Those are highly fragile in nature. Okay, user is new. It requires some sort of skill to properly handle that particular device or system, and which is something out of the scope of a company. ठीक है ना? कल मैडम गई, she has a capacity to buy a Lamborghini car, है ना? अभी ओनर मना करेगा, no? है ना? Certain companies they check your standards also, okay, whether you fulfill their criteria or not. There are the companies. ठीक, fine. She is satisfied all the requirement. ठीक, company is happy to sell her. Now, can the company monitor that no, your expert driver only drive that particular car? She is the owner. She can have driving or not. Possible. So therefore company says that, okay, you please bring your car for your first maintenance within 30 days, by the 30 days of the purchase. Within 30 days, do you think that that car requires any sort of maintenance? Answer is probably not. Okay, there is a high probability. Why they bring it? Just to check the scenario of a vehicle. Maybe it runs only 100 kilometer, 500 kilometer on those 30 days, first 30 days. But they wanted to, through their self-diagnosis unit, remember, through their self-diagnosis kit, they will be able to monitor the health of all the critical component of that vehicle as compared to the standard characteristic of all those critical components the moment when they sell that particular car to her. पॉसिबल है ना, मेरे पास बेंचमार्क कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑलरेडी है. नाउ यू यूटिलाइज दैट कंपोनेंट, आई कैन रीजनरेट दैट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक एंड देन कंपेयर. सो फ्रॉम देयर आई कैन इजीली जज दैट व्हाट इज द हेल्थ ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम नाउ. इफ हेल्थ इज वेल विद इन द टॉलरेंस रेंज, सो दैट मीन्स ओनर इज हैंडलिंग perfectly, right? Otherwise you will do your first maintenance here, second maintenance here, M3, M4, M5, huh? then warranty is off. ठीक है? Maybe life cycle of component can be extended, we have seen. So you can go for your 6th maintenance here and so on. So overall life cycle of the period is much higher as compared to the warranty period. So let us treat for our understanding, this is not the useful life period. These two dash line T1 and T2 is representing your maintenance period, I mean your warranty period. So within the warranty period you have 5 maintenance cycles. ठीक है? Now question is that can I reduce this maintenance cycle? Can I? If I can ensure the system reliability of this whole system can be increased, okay, can be increased, in that case this RT will definitely improve further. ठीक है? This RT, remember, don't be confused. Right now this RT is this, what I say system reliability for our understanding. ठीक है? So if this RT can increase, it ensures the higher availability, है ना? Maybe earlier the availability chances was 80%, now the availability chances is 90%. So probability तुम्हारा of success is increased by 10% ना, out of 100. ठीक है? So therefore probably in place of this 5, what I can do, I can take only how many? This is my T1, this is my T2, same. I can take only 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So even if I can reduce one maintenance out of 5, it saves your cost or not? It saves the cost of owner because that is your number. ठीक है? You will be needing some. Don't buy that X company product. Buy our company product because it is nearly cost is same. The first hand cost is same. Okay? Operation cost is nearly same. So that means both fuel capacity, the fuel efficiency is nearly same. But our maintenance is far less. Understand? Where the game will be, one will offer you at lower cost but very high maintenance. One will offer you higher cost relatively but with less maintenance. Then you have to do a trade-off. But if the operation cost and the installation cost are nearly same, but then the Y companies or Y product maintenance period is less, will you prefer that as compared to X or not? Yes, because that one, this company product requires nearly 20% less maintenance. So if it requires 20% less maintenance, does it means that it ensures you 20% higher availability in active life period where you can use it actively? Because जब maintenance के लिए भेजे थे, then it is in non-usable period or it is useful period. I cannot treat it as useful because product is fine, but it is not in operational condition. It is not in active mode. It is as good as it is in standby mode, even not in standby mode. Because standby means to say it is ready for activation. Understand my point, na? So therefore this, it says that you can reduce, better means you can reduce the mean time to failure. अगर आप mean time to failure reduce कर सकते हो, why this maintenance cycle has given? Because within out of those 1000 days example, let's say within every 102 days, after every 102 days, 200 days, you have to go for a standard maintenance. Understand? Now if I can increase it 20% margin, so it will be nearly 240. Let me take it round of 250. So that means now I have to go for a maintenance after every 250 days. So nearly the availability of my component to be used is enhanced by 20% margin. Yes or no? If it can be enhanced by a 20% margin, say take the example of that assembly line through which actually you are manufacturing your air, or through which you are manufacturing your smartphone or your smart sensors. Okay, let's say another example. Take there is a transporter who has 100 vehicle owner. Out of 100 vehicle owner, because of by following this rigorous procedure, he has to ensure that by 70% of the total transport, that means out of 100, 70 vehicles should be all the time available for to be run on road, because that will generate the revenue for the transporter company. Am I right? Okay. Now if you can ensure, okay, that this Y company's product is helped me to increase its availability by another 10 days. So that means in place of 70, only 20 component vehicle will be in the maintenance mode in a given point of time, but rest 80 is available on road. Understand my point? So now it is increased 10% availability. 10% availability, can you imagine that what will be its operation profit will increase? Earlier on road, on a given day, 70 vehicle was available. Now the same transporter is ensured that now 80 vehicle will be available. What will happen? It will increase its revenue. Right? If it can increase its revenue, so its overall operational cost will reduce on it. Now, so that means if I can increase this RT, it is as good as only possible if my mean time to failure is compromised, is reduces. Mean time to fail or mean time between fail, both are the same thing. Remember, right? Don't be confused. Mean time to fail, okay, or mean time to failure recorded, mean time between fail. So you can only increase these two components. Okay, that means if it is reducing, so that means it is improving. It is indices of failure, na? So reduce होना चाहिए, negative होना चाहिए scale, है ना? So if it is there, that means the horizon between the two maintenance period is increased. If the horizon between two maintenance period is increased, so that means it requires a lesser number of maintenance within that useful life period. Forget about the warranty period. Warranty period is a part of a useful life period. Useful life period is broader. Warranty life period is relatively shorter. Within the both the things, if the number of maintenance is less required, so that means it indices the higher availability of that component or of the system. किसके लिए? To be used for its purpose. If it is assembly line, it will produce its component. Am I getting my point? Okay. Make sense? Any confusion? Simple, okay? I'm skipping this. Okay, somewhat. This is what the number of redundancy it is. Okay? Okay. So, different type of design. In order to increase the maintainability, in some manner, the availability, or it is mentioned as the repair time. Now, don't treat that availability is equal to repair time. Remember, right? Repair time of a component, that means now repair time will somehow affect the availability of the system or not. Okay, your company, your product is already gone through a standard maintenance procedure. Okay, how do you like that? You want to get back your vehicle from your workshop within a same day, or you want कोई बात नहीं, I'll get after 3-4 days चलेगा. Send it. So it doesn't matter whether you will use it or not, but it should be either available in your standby mode. Understand? है ना? Today I drive my scooter because I had an option, but that means my car should be available with me, ना? Or I would be happy. Doesn't matter मैं चला तो नहीं रहा हूँ, यहाँ है या वर्कशॉप में इमटेरियल. Do we say this? No, है ना? It should be in my hand. Whether it is in standby mode, whether it is in active mode, that the owner will decide, that the manufacturer will decide, okay, or that the end user will decide. So availability is written in that context, remember, right? So the repair time must be reduced. Understand? Even it is in maintenance, the repair time must be, remember, repair time has something else to do with the maintenance. Maintenance, when you talk about, that is a standard procedure cycle. Repair time is, you are using a term when your component or when your system has experienced some sort of malfunction, right? कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ था तभी उसको रिपेयर करोगे ना, ओके? सो इट इज इटसेल्फ अ बैड इंडाइसिस, इट शुड बी रिड्यूस्ड ऑलवेज at any cost. ठीक है? So let's see all these design aspects one by one. Okay. One, the fault isolation. Number one, very important one. Okay. So I will show you around, I think, 12-15 different indices. Okay. So one of component is the fault isolation. Okay. If it is difficult you to remember, this word you memorize, that is better. Self-diagnosis. Okay. Very properly known. Okay. Now what is self-diagnosis? Good or bad? So remember, self-diagnosis is not exactly synonym of fault isolation. It is a part of fault isolation. Okay? Why it is written within the bracket here? Because if you can go for this, nothing is better than for any component or a system. You will see this. Why? First mode is actually, there are three modes I am showing. First is written manual. Second is automatic, third is mentioned self-diagnosis. Remember, right? So, to make sure that your system is able to experience a fault, when it is already in its useful life period, when it is in operational condition. So, during the operational condition, what if your component or system is designed in such a way that even a fault occur, your system should able to isolate itself without asking for any order. If you can design your system in that way, okay, and your system has experienced some fault, because remember, there is a random probability of failure within the useful life period itself, okay, and if your system is equipped with that kind of automation, then it will be called fault isolation. कौन isolate करेगा? Either you go for manual, you will go for manual, na? So when you go for manual, there is a huge mill, you do not know, system has failed. Say my assembly line has failed. Where failed? Assembly line failed means the whole assembly line is now crude. Not like that. There is a failure of one or two components. So let me identify that fault point, or identify the fault localization we call, right? So if you can trace the location of the fault, then and only you can go for its repair or maintenance procedure, yes or no? Okay. So that means localization of fault is very important. That is one. Number two, even if it is localized, then वो जो तुम्हारा वीक कंपोनेंट था जिसका रिलायबिलिटी इज 80% एज कंपेयर टू 99% ऑफ द हायर रिलायबिलिटी, व्हाट इफ द सिस्टम इज नॉट डिजाइन्ड टू आइसोलेट इटसेल्फ इवन इफ इट इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग फॉल्ट, व्हाट विल हैपन? इट विल अगेन लीड टू अ हायर कैटास्ट्रोफिक फेलियर. अगर प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, सो एट दैट मोमेंट इटसेल्फ दैट कंपोनेंट शुड आइसोलेट इटसेल्फ फ्रॉम द मेन लाइन, राइट, एंड बाईपास थ्रू द योर स्टैंड बाय मॉड्यूल सो दैट तुम्हारा ऑपरेशन अफेक्ट ना हो, right? But if it is able to isolate itself, so that means it is intelligent enough to communicate that, dear HMI, now I am failed, I am already experiencing some problem, है ना? So please come and do your necessary job. Okay? Okay? Repair me, right? So this job you can do in manually. Okay? Can do, but obviously not advisable. What could be better? Automatic. Some sort of automatic action should be done, है ना? Failure हुआ, system is able to isolate itself, है ना? Now you have a certain automatic maintenance procedure. It will be there. Maybe some robotic action, some kind of mechanism is already there. Okay, so it will go and then it will repair itself. है ना, ऑटोमेटिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन हो गया, ऑटोमेटिक लोकलाइजेशन हो गया, यू इन्फॉर्म टू द ओनर, योर ओनर इज अवेलेबल थ्रू HMI, ह्यूमन मशीन इंटरफेस. So HMI information चला गया, इसका मतलब is as good as the owner or the entity or the authority is known. Now authority will come and do its necessary job. That is the second option. Okay. Third option, self diagnosis. Okay. Identify. Diagnosis is the model of failure there itself and take also the preventive measures to rectify it. Getting my point? Huh? Seems much better. Now tell me which one will be the offering the higher cost of implementation? Third one, right? So looks that because of this feature, if I want to add feature number C, है ना? Okay, for this self isolation work, okay, or the fault isolation work, in that case, isn't it going to increase the installation or commissioning cost of the plant? Yes. Shall I still prefer it? Shall I still prefer it? Depending on your application. If your job is like that, it should go on for 24/7, है ना, without interrupting your end user. ठीक है? Or the involvement of that particular section of the plant, there are many sections. Involvement of that section of the plant may largely affect the operation of all the connected and relevant mills, because it is a part of a supply chain system, है ना, and whenever say supply chain system, it is always a series parallel combination. So there is a particular thread of the entire system architecture which is in series. Now that series part is very critical because it is going to feed to n number of mills. Same thing, same raw material, same finished product is going to feed to plate mill, rail mill, rod mill, so and so. Understand? Fine. So that is when you melt that steel, same melted steel ultimately you are going to use it to form a bar or rod or plate or something. ठीक है? If it is a different chemistry, then obviously it will be a separate operation, no doubt about it. है ना? I am assuming that it has the same chemistry. Fine. So in that particular case, you should go for, it is always advisable for self-diagnosis module. Even it is increasing my cost, but it ensures the higher availability. Remember, your installation or commissioning cost is one time. Maybe for next 5 years, maybe for next 10 years, probably maybe for next 20 to 40 years, depending on technological upgradation. Right? Fine. If it is electronic industry, so obviously it's a fast changing world. Accordingly, आपका जो setup है, the infrastructure to manufacture that mobile phone, it also has to be upgraded. Right? Okay. On the other hand, if it is a conventional heavy engineering plant, so maybe the same setup you can use for next 50 years by following standard maintenance procedure, by reducing MTTF. ठीक है? You can increase its availability. Okay, so availability is, remember, is the money for its economy. Understand? Number 2, part standardization and interchangeability. How does it affect? Standardization मतलब क्या? So standardization results in reducing to a minimum range of part. कौन सा minimum range? Which minimum range? Okay, I mean how minimum is it? So that must be maintained and stocked. Now remember, it is not related to your active period. I know my certain components are fragile in nature. Okay, relatively, because the availability of those components are only 70 to 80%. Some other component is available or reliability is 99%. So that means the component A whose reliability is 99%, the probability of failure is much lesser as compared to component B whose probability of reliability is 0.7. That means it is itself showing mathematically that the rate of failure is 30% during its useful life period. Understand? So can you maintain some additional number of components of B in your warehouse for maintenance purpose? Or all the time you will see that whenever maintenance failure occur, then the company will place an order, then that company will, some source company will feed you or subsidiary company will feed you that particular product and thereafter you will do the maintenance. Is it advisable? No, है ना? आप अपना व्हीकल वर्कशॉप में लेके गए, व्हाट हैपेंड? यू वांट अ immediate remedy, माने faster action. The faster action can only be done if they cannot maintain all the 100 components, type of components availability, but can they ensure the major failure of wherever the probability of failure, those are fragile in nature, they can maintain some handful number of pieces in their warehouse, okay, because they know that these components will fail more and more. So that is what here the part standardization and interchangeability. Here modularization and accessibility. Now what do you mean by modularization? Again, remember, it is not the exactly useful life period, but you can say it is the last phase of useful life period. Okay. For example, most of the time it is related with the packaging of the component. And when I say packaging of the component, you can treat it as a unit, you can treat it as a model, you can treat it as a facility, you can treat it as a system, depending on hierarchy. Okay. For example, okay, many a times you might have seen that the X component is designed in the modular way. What does it mean? So the whole system is a combination of three major parts. If each major part is designed in such a way that it can be replaceable, okay, as a module without affecting the other module of the system, that is one way. Maintenance अभी भी चल रहा है, remember, I am now presenting the case B. In case B, again the same product or some other similar kind of product is in maintenance, but the product was not designed in modular way. There are also 250 component, here also 250 component, but this time what owner has done, out of these 250 component, it has broadly divided in three modules. Module A has 50 component, module B has 100 component, module C has 100 component. Now integration of all these is establishing the system. Now there is a problem with a component which is participating in module number B or module number A. So if I can detach only that module, okay, my maintenance rate will improve or my maintenance rate will reduce as compared to module component 2, that system 2, which again possesses a 250 number of component, but it is not designed in a modular way. Even you are going to touch repair or maintenance of even 2 modules out of 50, whole system is inactive here also, whole system is inactive there also in both the case, but here you cannot separate that module, that means detach that module. Understand? Here I can detach that module which consists of 50 components and I have to do the repair work with that particular module. If that module is repaired, can I go back and interface it? So can I say that now my whole system is ready? Here your system is not designed in modular way. You have to go for repair or maintenance of the similar component, but this time it is not detachable. You have to keep the system there, do your maintenance work and then come back. What do you think that? Which one will be faster? Or in which case you can reduce the MTBF. Which case? That is one case, or I would say that repair time. In which case repair time will be faster. That means the repair time is less. When the system is designed in a modular way, or case B, when the system is not designed in a modular way. Yeah? For simplicity, consider, let's say, in place of 3, it has a 5 modules. Now, every module is a combination of 50 components. Okay? Now, failure occur with module number C. So, I have to detach the integrated interface of that 50 components on. I don't require to take care of everything because rest are correct. Okay? Maybe probably my team, my fellow colleague, do their regular maintenance work in any way that component or system now is not in usable period, that is under maintenance. So while I will go for repair work of module number C, module मॉड्यूल ए बी डी एंड ई को दोबारा थोड़ा सा क्रॉस चेक कर सकते हो, बट इज नॉट नीडेड, इज नॉट एडवाइजेबल, यू कैन गो फॉर, बट आई हैव टू कंसंट्रेट ओनली ऑन मॉड्यूल नंबर सी विच इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ 50 कंपोनेंट्स. वहां पर मैं आई विल ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट माई लूज पॉइंट्स और लूज कॉन्टेक्ट्स, राइट. इन केस बी नो सच स्ट्रक्चर इज देयर, सो आई हैव टू टेक केयर फ्रॉम हेड टू रूट्स, है ना, हेड टू टो एवरीथिंग. अंडरस्टैंड. आई नीड टू चेक दैट प्रोबेबली कहीं और कुछ तो नहीं हुआ. इज देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम विथ योर रडार position, or is there a problem with the scanning section, or what? Understand? So if you design your product in a modular way, the benefit is that tomorrow, another one is presenting, say tomorrow after 10 years your product is still is in useful life period, because product was designed for next 15 years or for next 20 years. Okay, this is the scenario you are facing after 10 years. So it has still another 5 or 10 years to go, or probably with your extended maintenance, as I told you in one day, that you can increase your useful life period also, right, by following standard maintenance procedure. So that 15-year period you can stretch to 20 years. Now that means it has another 50% of life cycle is remain. Okay, now suddenly there is a complete upgradation has come with the kind of fuel you are using to ignite your engine, because ultimately engine is going to power the whole device. Okay, fuel का combination ही change हो गया. 10 years back you were using Bharat 2, now you are using Bharat 6 standard. What do you think? Same fuel? Understand my point? And then there will be uppercut beyond which that even machine, that engine will not even able to perform optimally, because the fuel characteristic has been changed. ठीक है. इनिशियली डिस्प्ले सिस्टम आया तुम्हारा टू गिव अ वार्निंग थ्रू रियर सेंसर, यू विल गेट ओनली ऑडियो सिग्नल, देयर इज सम डेंजर. ओके, नाउ यू हैव ऑडियो विजुअल सिस्टम, you need to upgrade it, correct, but still product in its useful life period. Okay, so when you will go for that kind of version upgradation, what do you think, the modular approach is better or that class B approach is better? Case A is good, case B is good. Case A is good because upgradation is done with the whole system. No, it has some segment which has been upgraded. So if I can replace it and if I can seamlessly interface it, my rest component can follow the same step. Yes, so that's why that is how you need to this modularization approach. Yeah, any confusion, any question?